from all around the world. I invite everyone to begin by taking a deep breath. And as you exhale, congratulate yourself for showing up for the most important person in the world, which is you. Because when you show up for you, you not only discover that you influence directly the health of your body, but you find that you've got an extra skip in your step, that you see challenges differently, that you know in your heart that you have the ability to create and accomplish what it is that you desire 100% of the time. So I am super excited. David, do you have me in the right position right now, or am I going to? Okay. Good.
Everyone can see you.
All right, great. So first and foremost, thank you for being here. And thank you for joining me on what 2019, my mission, my vision in sharing this with each and every one of you is to be a catalyst of love, because in our world today, in our world of yesterday, in our world of the future, the most powerful essence of life and light is love. And when we learn how to use love as a tool to move through life and have life move through us, that things just start to change. Things start to change. We're going to be going through an aspect of this bigger system that's called the LifeLine technique. We're going to be going through an aspect of this bigger system called the LifeLine technique that is called the LifeLine Ignite. And the LifeLine Ignite is a process that when you learn this process, when you understand this process, that you'll be able to do this anywhere between 12 and 15 minutes. It'll take you 12 to 15 minutes to actually do this process on yourself as a daily practice. This is all about you. I'm going to be teaching something that's specific for you so that you can create confidence, so that you can be calm in the storm, and you can begin to create change. Healing change deep in your body. Healing change in the relationships that are most important to you. It's what this is all about. So I'd like to begin by reading you something out of my dear friend who's in the spirit world right now, Dr. Wayne Dyer. He loved the LifeLine technique. And in his book, The Power of Intention, I want to read you something that is really to me, a clear reflection of what it is that we're creating. And ultimately, as you acknowledge what is the reason that you're choosing to participate in this process, what the vision is as far as what you're creating for yourself for 2019 and beyond. A person who lives in a state of unity with the source of all of life doesn't look any different from ordinary folks. These people don't wear a halo or dress in special garments that announce their godlike qualities. But when you notice that they go through life as the lucky ones who seem to get all the breaks, and when you begin to talk to them, you realize how distinctive they are compared to people living at ordinary levels of awareness. Spend a few moments in a conversation with these people who are connected to the power of intention, and you see how unique they are. These people whom I call connectors to signify their harmonious connection with the field of intention are individuals who have made themselves available for success. It's impossible to get them to be pessimistic about achieving what they desire in their lives. Rather than using language that indicates that their desires may not materialize, they speak from an inner conviction that communicates their profound and simple knowing that the universal source supplies everything. They don't say, with my luck, things won't work out. Instead, you're much more likely to hear something like, I intend to create this and I know it will work out. No matter how you might attempt to dissuade them by pointing out all the reasons why their optimism ought to be curtailed, they seem blissfully blind to reality. It's almost as if they're in a different world, a world in which they can't see, feel, or hear the reasons why things won't work out. You and I are jumping on in to the world where we're capable of seeing and feeling and hearing our greatest desires, where we fulfill our dreams and greatest intentions for our life. Everybody goes through tough stuff. We all do. What I'm about to teach you over the next 4 weeks is something that will, if you choose to commit yourself to diligently showing up, making the time for you, rather than buying into excuses or anything else, you commit yourself and discipline yourself to making this a practice. And I promise you that you at one point will end up reaching out and saying, Dr. D, thank you so much. This process of LifeLine, your baby, changed my life. And I'm so grateful. Infinite love and gratitude. So I want to share my screen with you. As David said, we're recording this, and we're recording this because this is part of a bigger picture where there is a manual, there is sheets that you can fill out along the way, but throughout the process of sharing this LifeLine with you, I'm going to be talking about particular concepts, philosophies, science that helps you understand your mind, your emotions, the health of your body, the stressful patterns in your life, and how there is a unique form of dialogue going on. I'm going to teach you how to dialogue with this subconscious part of you so that you can create the change that you desire to change, so that you can create the life that you love to live. So I'm going to share my screen. Where are you? There we go. I'm so excited, everybody. This is my crazy computer. Oh my God. So many things going on here. So, hey, my friends, LifeLine ignites your heart to shine really bright. Are you ready? Are you ready to shine really bright? Ask yourself this question. What if you had the power to activate your body's natural ability to heal and be whole? What if you had the power to activate your body's natural ability to heal and be whole? Would you? What if you had the power to compassionately accept, forgive, and grow regardless of the pain you've caused or endured in your life? Would you? What if you could inspire? You could empower others to smile, laugh with joy, shine from within simply by being you? Would you? Within everyone, within every person is a dormant passion, is a light, and you have the power to ignite it. Within you is this volcanic energy. It's in your heart, and it is stirring, and it's been driving you to dig deep and face these challenges that live inside of your mind telling you that you're not enough, that you're not good enough. There's a passion that's inside of you saying, jump, go for it. You deserve it. You're worth it. There's no one in the world like you, and you were born into this world with infinite value, and you're here to shine. In this volcano, it is ready to erupt. Your life is ready to create a change of epic proportion. It's time, my friends. It's time to ignite an amazing life. Go ahead and say it. Say it out loud. I am amazing. It's my nature to shine. Breathe that in. It's my nature to shine. I am beautiful. Yes, you are. I am passion. You are a dolphin. Life is amazing. It's amazing. We are one. What if it was your nature to create an amazing life? Guess what? It is. It absolutely is. And right now, you are about to learn a 5-step manifestation process that is going to empower you to confidently move through every aspect of life with love. It's a 5-step process. So over the next 4 weeks, I'm going to be going over these 5 steps. These are going to be an hour-and-a-half webinars, and it's going to be fun. And I want to show you, just give you an overview of what these 5 steps are all about. The first, we're going to learn about what's called the connection. We're going to learn how to create present time consciousness, because your power is when you're here right now. Not when you're caught up in the past, not when you're worried about the future, but when you're here right now. So be here right now. Close off any other browsers that you might have on right now. Click off your phone and give yourself the attention and intention to really participate. Because what I'm sharing here for free is juicy and chunky. It's big. It's really big. So you're going to want to pay attention. We're going to be learning not only the connection, but we're going to learn how to set an intention. As Wayne Dyer wrote an entire book about the power of intention, I'm going to teach you how to create an intention that empowers you to create sustainable change, not short-term change, the real kind of change that you've been looking for. I'm going to teach you the most powerful tool for processing emotions. My brother, who specializes in trauma and obsessive compulsive disorder, who's a psychologist, he is certified in the LifeLine technique, and this See, Feel, Hear process is one of his greatest tools in helping his clients. You don't have to be a doctor to learn this. This is for everyone. Everyone needs to know how to use the See, Feel, Hear process. I'm going to teach you what's called the assemblage point. The assemblage point. How to raise the vibration of your energy field, and how to use simple walking and breathing to integrate what we processed so that it becomes a part of your cellular being. So it changes your brain waves and rewires how your neurons fire. You're going to learn all about the 5 basics for optimal health. These are called the essential acts of self-love. How to love yourself through hydration, eating healthy, exercising, resting, owning your power. And even further, as a deeper level of a gift that I'm not going to tell you yet. I'll tell you in the second webinar, but I'm going to share with you something really extraordinary that's going to help you create 2019, where the resolutions that you would create for yourself and then fall back, oh, I guess I'll do it next year. I'm going to share with you something that's going to help take what you're learning here and create the body that lines with the mind that is absolutely so fine. So we are going to ignite the power of you. This is all about you. So as I share with you throughout this journey here, I'm teaching you something that is to be used for yourself. Now, obviously, in the LifeLine technique, this process that I developed, the very beautiful, simple process, yet it's intricate because it goes into many, many, many layers of the mind. The mind has so many layers to it. The LifeLine technique teaches you how to go into those layers. I'm teaching you a specific process that's for self-sessions. But those of you who are ignited, you'll see how to use this with other people. You'll see how to share this with family members, partners, kids. Some of you will say, wow, I want to go into those deeper layers, but this, not yet. This is our starting point. So I want to begin just with a demonstration of what it is that you're going to be learning. I want to share with you what it is that you're going to learn how to do. So I'm going to just show you. This is called the Ignite process. So I'm going to run it on myself just so you can see what it looks like. And then I'm going to start dissecting the different parts along the way from today, next week, throughout the 4 weeks that we go through this. So I'm going to begin. I'm going to be using muscle testing on myself. I'm going to teach you how to muscle test so that I can communicate with my own subconscious mind. I'm going to be using this hand posture, which means I love you in American Sign Language. And I'm going to be going infinite love and gratitude to myself. And I begin this process first by connecting. And if you want to join me with this, it'd be really cool. I'm going to do what's called the connection. The connection is you take 5 fingers just like this, and you put those 5 fingers right at the crown of your head. It's a specific point. It's your spirit point. And your spirit, hi Tawny, hi Todd, hi Ellen. Your spirit is pure love. Place your other hand, this means I love you in American Sign Language, put it over the center of your chest. As we raise the vibration of every cell in the body, we do this by saying infinite love and gratitude. I'm going to lift the crown point. I'm going to touch it back down as I raise the vibration between my body and my spirit. And I do this by saying infinite love and gratitude. I'm going to take both hands away. I'm going to touch them down at the same time. And like a touchpad on a smartphone, I'm unifying my spirit and body as one field of pure love. And I do this by saying infinite love and gratitude. I'm taking a flat hand, I'm putting it on the forehead. I'm aligning my mind right now with my body. First my mind, then my body. So that my thoughts and my mind can be loving thoughts that influence the healing of my body, because that's what my body is designed to do. And I do this by saying infinite love and gratitude. I'm keeping my hand on my heart. I'm lifting this away from the forehead and touching it back down. Feel the energy, raising the vibration between the body and the mind. Infinite love and gratitude. Taking both hands away, touching both hands down, unifying the mind and the body as one infinite field where everything's possible. Infinite love and gratitude. Relaxing and taking a deep breath. My hands are in the I love you posture. I'm pointing down to Mother Earth and I'm connecting right now consciously with nature. I'm feeling my connection to gravity, to the seasons, to all the elements and life forms. And I'm bringing that energy into my heart, because what goes on in nature is going on in my body. And I have the ability to change with the seasons and adapt and be resilient like the elements. Infinite love and gratitude. Bringing this up as I align my mind with the energy of nature, so I think like nature thinks. Infinite love and gratitude. All the fingers together at the crown. I'm a thriving spirit. Infinite love and gratitude. Some breathing. Opening both palms. The duality of life, which is the illusion. There's no opposites. There's no separation. The truth is, we are all one. And this universal posture for prayer connects us to the field of energy that connects all of creation. And I bring this prayer posture into my heart, and my lifeline ignites to the divine right now. Infinite love and gratitude. Bringing this up over my third eye as I'm aligning my mind with the mind of oneness. Infinite love and gratitude. Bring this prayer posture all the way to my crown, raising the vibration of my spirit with the most high vibration. I am a spirit of oneness. I'm a child of God. We are all one. Infinite love and gratitude. Relaxing, taking a deep breath. And now I'm in the present moment. My instrument is tuned. And the second step in this demonstration is about observation. Before I get to where I intend to be, I must observe honestly where I am. So I'm going to tune into my physical body and I'm going to observe the symptoms. I'm a little bit tired. And it's really a little. It's like 1.5 out of 10. But I'm aware of it. I can feel it in my eyes. I have this thing in my cheek because I bit it a while back. And every once in a while I might bite it. It doesn't hurt and I haven't been it a long time. But I'd rate my cheek as I'm observing that. Just the fact that it's there. I'm going to rate it a 5. My hips and shoulders are tight, especially in doing Pilates or yoga, and I rate it a 5. Every once in a while, I feel a pressure in my right groin in certain yoga postures, and that concerns me more than gives me pain. And I rate it a 6. My eyes, I rate a 2. That's it. Now I'm going to connect to my life. I'm going to connect to what causes me to feel stress. And I immediately notice I'm thinking about someone in my life that I care about a lot. And they're under a lot of stress. And that I feel that. It makes me feel first sad, and it's 7, and then frustrated in an overwhelming way. And I rate that. It's a 7 too. And it makes me feel fear of being out of control. And it's like, it's different, but it's the same. It's an anxiety. And if I allow myself to go there, and I'm doing that right now, it's a solid 7.5. That covers it. Now, after I've observed, now I'm going to ask myself a specific question, because it's easy to judge myself, my body. Well, I missed a symptom. I'm going to rate my belly. It's getting way better. I've been really doing some amazing work, but I'm going to rate it a 5. Now I'm going to ask myself a question, and this is what I call the truth question, and it enables me to shift judgment into discernment, because judgment doesn't do anything for anyone to move forward. It just keeps us stuck. So I'm going to say, hey, Darren, if you could choose to create your life, a day or a moment, would you choose to create it feeling stressed about someone you really care about? Feeling sad, 7 out of 10, frustrated, based upon just overwhelm, 7 out of 10. Would you choose to feel this fear, anxiety, out of control, 7.5? While you're at it, Darren, no extra charge, tired, 1, 2 out of 10. Cheek, every once in a while you bite it, 5 out of 10. Hips and shoulders are tight, 5. Right groin concerns you, yoga posture, 6. Eyes, 2 out of 10. Belly, 5 out of 10. Would you choose to create your life this way? Answer is hell no. Hell no. So I know that when I'm aware, I'm conscious, and I'm very aware with what I just observed right now. When I'm aware, I have the ability to choose. When I'm aware of something that I would never choose, of course not. That's not an action. That's a reaction. And the reactive pattern comes from the subconscious. It does not choose. It does not judge. It only reacts. It controls every cell of my body. It controls every thought in my mind. It's 7 times faster than my best ninja trained self. I've read the Chinese saying, inside and out. I do visceral manipulation all the time, Addie. All these things. The subconscious mind's the subconscious mind. I don't have a choice that that's happening, but I do have a choice how I respond. And now we're going to use the power of intention. The one thing that can hack the subconscious mind to react differently is the heart. And as I put my hand with love over my heart, I'm listening to my best self. I'm listening to my highest self. As I take responsibility for being sad and frustrated and overwhelmed and anxious and fearful, what is it that my heart desires to feel? It's just coming through. My heart desires to feel compassionate. Compassionate. And now that I know what my heart desires, now I'm setting my intention where I'm going as if I'm already there. Because your subconscious mind, my subconscious mind is going to follow me. I'm going to lead it to the summit, to the highest point of the mountain. If I was already where I desire to be, I could say, I am compassionate. And I'm going to say it out loud 3 times. I am compassionate. I am compassionate. I am compassionate. Infinite love and gratitude. And as I acknowledge the power of Darren being compassionate, and my mind thinking compassionate thoughts, and my heart beating with feelings of compassionate, and every cell, organ, gland, and system healing in a compassionate way, that right now you are all feeling compassionate inside because I am being the compassionate version of me. Am I open, ready, and willing to use my I am compassionate imagination. I am. How does it feel to imagine myself being the I am compassionate version of myself? I feel playful. Actually, I feel playful. Infinite love and gratitude. I feel this open, in the flow, playful feeling. So I wrote down, I am compassionate, feeling playful, infinite love and gratitude. And now I'm going to do what's called a see, feel, hear process. And I'm going to do a see, feel, hear process in an I am compassionate, feeling playful way. For the physical symptoms of my body, I'm going to energetically raise the consciousness. For the stress in my life, I'm going to energetically raise the consciousness. And for my heart's desire of intention, I'm going to raise the consciousness with the see, feel, hear. So when I think about my body being tired, the cheek, the hip, the shoulders tight, the groin, the eyes, you know, it's interesting. The emotional tone that I feel is an overwhelm. Now I'm in a muscle test. So I connect to the overwhelm and the muscle gives way. And what do? Infinite love and gratitude to overwhelm. Infinite love and gratitude, overwhelm. Now I'm going to go into the movie theater of my mind because I want to see the overwhelm. I want to observe it because what I observe, I influence. And I'm seeing the thoughts of overwhelm and different images are coming up. I'm thinking about certain people and situations. I check the muscle and it goes infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Is there anything else to see? No. I'm going to feel the energy of overwhelm. It's like a prickly, uncomfortable feeling. I actually hate it, but I'm feeling it purposely in an I am compassionate way. I'm feeling it. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. The muscle's still giving way. Infinite love and gratitude to that overwhelmed feeling that stems from my body, my belly, my right groin, the hips and shoulders that are tight. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. It locked out. Anything else to feel? No. Now I'm going to listen to the voice of overwhelm. I'm hearing the voice inside of me speak. It just said, give yourself a break. And I'm going to say that out loud 3 times. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. That made the arm go weak. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Give yourself a break. When I hear that voice say, give yourself a break, what emotion does that cause me to feel? Compassion, actually. Muscle gives way. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Now I get to process compassion in the deep parts of my subconscious mind. Give yourself a break, Darren. Give yourself a break. I'm seeing the thoughts of compassion. I'm seeing the images. I'm seeing myself being compassion. Muscle gives way. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Anything else to see? No. I'm feeling compassion. Give yourself a break, D. Give yourself a break. Oh, I'm feeling giddy in my heart, actually. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Anything else to feel? No. And now I'm listening to the voice of compassion. I'm hearing what it's saying to me. It's saying, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Love is the answer. I checked the muscle. It locked out in the clear. I just processed the emotions that were associated with my physical body. You know what that means? I've activated my body's natural ability to heal. Now, I'm going to connect the emotions associated with the stress in my life. Because there's a certain person I was thinking about that was causing me to feel sad and frustrated and overwhelmed and anxious and fear of out of control. And as I'm observing myself react in this way, what emotion does it cause me to feel? I feel guilty. I'm feeling guilty inside right now. I'm checking the muscle, infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. And now I want to process guilty based upon the stress in the relationships in my life. And so I'm seeing the thoughts of guilty. I'm seeing the images. I'm seeing memories of guilty pop up. I don't like seeing them, but this is what we do. We got to process our emotions. Muscle gives way. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Good. Anything else to see? No. I'm feeling guilty. Oh, that's a horrible feeling. That is like I've got a wall up. I've got a wall up. No one can see it. I got a wall up. Oh, and it feels like it makes me want to just crumble in on myself. Oh, what a horrible feeling. That's the right feeling. In love and gratitude. Feel it in a compassionate way, Darren. In love and gratitude. In love and gratitude. Anything else to feel? No. Give the guilty feeling a voice. Hear what the guilty voice inside of your head, Darren, is saying to you, stemming about the stress. The voice has said, you got to let people go their own path. You got to let people go their own path. You got to let people go their own path. Muscle gives way. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. Muscle gives way. It means I'm still in it. You got to let people go their own way. And you know what that does to me? I feel more guilt. And now I feel a kind of, it's not a kind of, I feel fear. I feel fear. It's actually a type of terror that I'm feeling. You got to let people go their own way. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. And now it's time to process the emotion of terror that stems from that voice. You got to let people go their own way. I'm seeing, feel here, see, I'm seeing the thoughts of terror and guilt. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. That locked out. Anything else to see? No. I'm feeling the terror. Oh, that is a horrible feeling. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm using the secret sauce. Infinite love and gratitude. You got to let people go their own way. Infinite love and gratitude. Anything else to feel? There's still more. I'm feeling the terror. I feel like I'm imploding. Really, it's a horrible feeling. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm purposely going into the horrible feeling. And as I do, guess what's happening? It's getting lighter. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. You have love and gratitude. Anything else to feel? No. Now I'm listening to that voice of guilt and terror. You got to let people go their own way. I'm hearing what the voice is saying. It's just a singular word, love. 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 Muscle locks out. Bingo. Taking a deep breath. I just process the emotions associated with the stressful relationships and circumstances in my life. And that immediately and directly influences my emotional reality and how I show up. I did the same thing for my physical body. And now I'm going to observe my intention. I am compassionate, feeling playful. And as I connect to my intention, what emotion does my intention of I am compassionate, feeling playful make me feel? Absolute gratitude. Absolute gratitude. Muscle gives way. Infinite love and gratitude. Infinite love and gratitude. And now I'm going to process gratitude. That stems from my intention of I am compassionate, feeling playful. I'm seeing the thoughts of gratitude. I'm seeing the images of gratitude. I'm seeing my children's faces. I'm seeing my family. I'm seeing my mom. I'm loving gratitude. I'm seeing my dog and my cat. I'm loving gratitude. I'm seeing my friends from around the world. Australia. I'm loving gratitude. I'm loving gratitude. Anything else to see? No, I'm feeling gratitude. I'm feeling the energy of gratitude. I feel like a balloon is lifting me up. I feel like I'm lifting up. Muscle gives way. I'm just feeling it. I'm purposely going into the feeling of love and gratitude. And love and gratitude. Anything else to feel? I process the feeling of gratitude. Now I'm listening and I'm hearing what the voice of gratitude is saying. I love that voice. It says, you're making a huge difference right now, Darren. You're making a huge difference by showing up right now, Darren. You're making a huge difference by showing up right now. That locked out. Boom. So now I go and I give my assemblage point in love and gratitude. In love and gratitude. Now I'm going to walk and breathe. Integrate everything I just processed. I am compassionate, feeling playful. infinite love and gratitude. That's what you're going to learn. And check it out. I'm going to observe how I feel. First and foremost, I'm so not tired anymore. My eyes feel clear and I feel more upright in my spine. Actually, I feel looser in my shoulders and hips. As I think about the relationship that was triggering sadness and frustration and overwhelm, anxiety and fear of out of control, I just feel such love. I just feel so grateful. I feel really blessed right now. Welcome to the life of I'm Compassionate. So this is what you are going to learn. We're going to go into this, and I'm going to teach you the ins and the outs of all of the steps that I just did. The last part of this process, Ignite, is about the 5 basics: water, food, rest, exercise, own my power. Then I'm going to take a big sip of water. To keep myself hydrated while I process. David, I'd like to take the questions. Go for it. You can, if somebody has a question, we can take that right now. Go for it.
So someone, I don't have their name, but they wanted to know, what page did you read from Wayne's book?
It was the last chapter. It's the last chapter of The Power of Intention. That's it. And it's page 245.
Okay. And then our other question is from Kathy, and she wanted to know, what if you couldn't feel any of these things in your body? Does this mean you have a big block, and in time, will it open? Yeah.
Kathy, I love it that you're asking this. We're going to go over this in great detail, but it happens especially at the beginning of the process of learning this. Be patient with yourself. First and foremost, the key is to understand what the step is. So we're going to be going through the details of each step. I just showed you how it goes in motion, but there are definitely times and people and situations where we don't see things, we don't feel things, and we don't hear things. Doesn't mean that there's a big block. It definitely can mean, yes, for sure, the subconscious mind can affect us. So what do we do in that? Observe that I don't see anything. Just observe that there's a wall, it's blank, that's okay. Infinite love and gratitude, and love and gratitude. Observe that I can't feel anything. I feel numb, right? Observe that I don't hear anything. Harmonize that, Kathy, and that's how you do it, okay? But we'll be going over that exact question once we get to that webinar as well, and it's going to be amazing. Also, Elizabeth Bloomberg has raised her hand. Do you mind doing that one, David?
Elizabeth, we have you ready. You just need to unmute yourself.
I didn't raise my hand.
Okay, cool. No problem.
I was waving.
Okay, in love and gratitude. I'm waving back at you, my sister love. In love and gratitude. Cool. So now I am going to share my screen because I want to jump on in this, as we've got a lot of stuff to share right now. So we just did the demonstration, and that was awfully fun. It all begins with love. This hand signal means I love you in American Sign Language. Now, if I put my index finger down and I go like this, it means wiki wiki hang 10. It's what surfer dudes and dudettes do to go, hey, great day to be surfing. But as soon as we go like this, it means I love you. When I goes like this, it means I'm rocking out and I'm at a heavy metal rock out concert. This means I love you, okay? It means I love you in American Sign Language. And the entire journey, what this entire process is all about, is putting love into action. And love in action is gratitude, being grateful for the things that are wonderful and going your way, and being grateful for the gifts in strange wrapping paper, because love is the healer. I live by the essence of take no credit, take no blame. The power that creates us is the power that heals us. And there's a field of energy, and it connects all of creation. Everything in life is energy. energy in motion is emotion. Everything is emotional. There is no thing that is not emotional. That means everything, everyone, everywhere is emotional. There is one emotion in all essence. It is love. Now, a lot of people say it's love and fear, but in all reality, fear is love being expressed the best way it knows how. Our body is wired with a freeze, fright, fight, or flight mode in the nervous system that protects us, and that is a form of love. So fear is absolutely love. There is active love and there's reactive love. In all reality, it's divine love. It is a blessing. It is a blessing from the universe. So we are all one. Nothing but love here. We are all one. We are all interconnected. And your life has purpose. Your life has meaning. And sometimes it's very difficult to see and perceive the meaning of symptoms or disease, loss or trauma, grief, addiction, patterns that we have that we've been stuck in throughout our life. And we struggle. Oftentimes it's because we don't know what we don't know. I'm teaching you something so that you do know. But I found also that there's people that do know and still don't use their tools. And I implore you to use your tools. Because when you use simple tools on a daily basis as a practice to process your emotions, to live with intention, everything begins to change. And that when you take that intention and you apply that with exercise, you apply that with healthy eating, you apply that towards the patterns that have been self-defeating and self-destructive, that you discover that you are way more capable than you ever recognized, that you ever dreamed. Dr. Masaru Emoto, who was also, like Wayne Dyer, a dear friend of mine, he loved the LifeLine, and I helped him tremendously while he was alive. He actually had gangrene due to diabetic neuropathy, and I worked with him, and the gangrene absolutely reversed. He didn't need an amputation that they thought he was going to need as a result of teaching him, as a result of doing with him what I'm teaching you right now. So Dr. Emoto deserves all the credit for helping us to appreciate the nature of consciousness, because his experiments with water. He writes, we must begin by learning what it means to have enough, to feel gratitude for having been born on a planet so rich in nature, and gratitude for the water that makes our life possible. If you open your eyes, you will see that the world is full of so much that deserves our gratitude. When you become the embodiment of gratitude, think about how pure the water that fills your body will be. When this happens, you yourself will be a beautiful shining crystal of light. Dr. Emoto did research with water, saying different words like compassion or thank you, wisdom, you fool, I will kill you, in love and gratitude. Played music to water, did a prayer before and after, and he found that high vibration, active love versus reactive love, active love versus reactive love, the active love created these beautiful crystalline formations. Compassion, look at how gorgeous compassion is. Look at thank you, arigato, wisdom. Look at before a Buddhist prayer, what the water looked like after the Buddhist prayer. Beautiful. Think about how many times during the day you call yourself stupid or not enough, or you judge yourself for doing something or not doing something, the regret that you have. Your water breaks down. When your water breaks down, when you have hate in your mind, and we all do, There's so much polarization in our world that the water in our bodies breaks down, and that water then cannot conduct electricity. You are a light body. You are a body of water. The body of water makes up 70 to 95% of your body. Each tissue is a little pond, river, lake, ocean. That's why when you cry, there's salt water. There's salt water in every cell of your body. When light hits water, what does it do? It refracts, it reflects, it creates the chakras, it creates a rainbow. The rainbow in our body is the chakra system. And this is thousands of years old, these vortexes of energy. Just like when you flush your toilet bowl, it swirls in a particular way. We've got these swirling energy centers, these vortexes called chakras that are our light body. You and I, in this Ignite process, are learning how to activate our light body, learning how to activate our water body. We are learning how to influence the energy channels, the emotional channels, the chi, the life force that lives in our physical body. The light body is its own unique thing. The emotional channels of Chinese medicine, the meridians, they're their own unique pathway that connect all the organs and glands and systems from our fingertips, from our head, from our chest onto our fingertips, from our head, from our feet all the way up to our chest, from our head all the way down to our feet. There's 12 meridians. There's acupuncture points all over. There's these circuit breakers. It's amazing. You don't have to understand Chinese medicine to influence the emotional channels, to influence the acupuncture meridians. You don't have to understand Ayurvedic medicine to influence the light body, the chakras. I'm teaching you a process right now, and I can teach you many deeper processes on how to apply this. It's so much fun and beautiful. Another dear friend of mine, cellular biologist Bruce Lipton, who discovered that you are not predetermined by your genes. You are not predetermined by your genes. That your genetics from your mother and father are just a potential. But you have the ability to influence another potential when you learn how to shift your beliefs. When you shift negative thinking, limiting beliefs, that talk that is destructive inside your head, you create a change on what's called an epigenetic level. Dr. Bruce Lipton said that your beliefs act like filters on a camera, changing how you see the world. And your biology, how your body functions, adapts to those beliefs. When we truly recognize that our beliefs are that powerful, we hold the key to freedom. While we cannot readily change the codes of our genetic blueprints, we can change our minds. And in the process, switch the blueprints used to express our genetic potential. Another dear friend of mine, who's also in the spirit world, Dr. Candace Pert, worked at the National Institute of Health. She loved the LifeLine as well. She discovered the molecules that are formed in your body when you are experiencing emotions. Every emotion you feel, anger to awesomeness, joy to jealousy, grief to gratitude, has a specific signature of chemistry. Candace Pert said, as our feelings change, this mixture of peptides, neuropeptides, molecules of emotions, travels throughout your body and your brain, and they're literally changing the chemistry of every cell in your body. If you don't like what's going on in your body, you need to learn how to process your emotions. That's what I'm teaching you with the See, Feel, Hear process. It's awesome. When I woke up to the LifeLine technique, one of the catalysts of love for me was seeing the change in people's blood before and after a LifeLine session. This is a 53-year young woman with symptoms of insomnia. She couldn't sleep. Her blood was all stuck in rouleau formation. Her red blood cells couldn't carry oxygen. We ran a LifeLine session using the LifeLine technique. We shifted fear. to excitement about her future because of the reorganization of the company where she worked. Not only did she shift her perception of what was going on in her professional life, but her biology also changed. Not only is there biology of belief, but there's a behavior of belief, and you're discovering a tool to create real change. At the back of my first book, The Power of Infinite Love and Gratitude, there are pages after pages of before and after dark field microscopy that you can look at so that you can appreciate that this is going on a cellular level, that this is a real deal, what's happening. So, tools of the LifeLine Ignite. Now let's start to, once we've talked about some basic philosophy, some science of LifeLine, let's see what we're going to be getting into. First and foremost, I'm going to teach you what's called the infinite love sequence. How we raise consciousness, how you raise your conscious vibration. I'll give you the quick note of it. Infinite love and gratitude. It's right there. Infinite love and gratitude. I'm going to teach you how to dialogue and make a connection with your subconscious. You know, the subconscious is invisible. It's invisible. So how do you dance with an invisible partner? How do you know when the emotion or the memory is stuck on a subconscious loop where there's a limiting belief that's keeping you stuck? How do you know? I'm going to teach you the ILR. It's called a love laser. So you can find with specificity when you're reactive, when you're not, when you need to process emotions, when you don't. You're going to learn a new language. It is so cool. In this ILS, infinite love sequence, in this ILR, infinite love resistance, it's all going to come together with muscle reflex testing. That's how we communicate. The nervous system is the medium between the subconscious mind and the body, subconscious mind and our relationships. Our nervous system reacts to what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're seeing, what we're hearing, to touch and imagination. The nervous system reacts. And so we're going to use muscle reflex testing to tap into the nervous system so that you know, not guess. I don't want to guess. This is not about therapy, talking on a couch for 20 years. And there's nothing wrong with it. As I said, my brother's a psychologist. Therapy is very useful. However, unless we get to the subconscious root, real, sustainable change does not happen. It doesn't. So combine these things. Wow, you've got an incredible tool. You're learning it right now. So the ILS, ILR, MRT. So I want to talk about the first tool, which is called the Infinite Love Sequence. This is the therapeutic tool. Now, as much as the LifeLine, I'm going to say what isn't, and then I'm going to say what is. The LifeLine is not about treating, diagnosing, or curing. The LifeLine is about seeing every problem, no matter what, from a canker sore to cancer, to grief and trauma and addiction, to showing up late to work or being in traffic. From subtle negative things to extreme traumatic things, everything that looks like a problem is actually a portal to the subconscious mind. We live in a pop a pill culture that says, make it go away. Make the pain go away. Make the fear go away. We have become domesticated so much that being uncomfortable in any way is often denied, disconnected, and how we create resilience is by actually feeling and experiencing life. I don't want anybody to suffer. However, so many people in our world are suffering these days. So many people are struggling and stuck. And I've got great news. There's something really simple to create change, and it's called the ILS. It is a universal healing frequency. It enables you to bridge the gap between your conscious, aware, and choosing mind and your subconscious, reactive, program mind. It is our secret sauce. So I'm giving away my secret sauce. You want to create a change in your life? Simply infinite love and gratitude. Think it, feel it, speak it, behave it. You're feeling messed up? Go infinite love and gratitude. Someone else is feeling messed up? Give them infinite love and gratitude. That's the beauty of it. It is a way to raise consciousness. And I'm going to talk to you about muscle reflex testing, because every time the muscle reflex test gives way, you're going to hold your hand in the I love you posture, and you're going to go infinite love and gratitude. And just like I did in the demo, infinite love and gratitude, when I recheck the muscle, that muscle is going to lock out because you're making a change on a neurological level. When you recheck the MRT, it's going to be strong. The ILR, the opposite. So this is the ILS. Here's the ILR. This is our diagnostic tool. Now check it out. We're not here to diagnose anyone. We don't use muscle testing to tell somebody if they have a disease. We don't use muscle testing to say, hey, should I have the broccoli or the chicken? We don't use muscle testing like Tinder to swipe right or swipe left, or should I go out with him or go her? No, we use muscle testing to see, is the subconscious mind being triggered? Is the nervous system reactive or not? Okay, so this is a very unique tool. And when we use this, it lets us know if the flow in the subconscious mind is going on or not. Is it going on or not? It helps discover if there's a gap between the conscious and subconscious mind, because if there's a gap, that means there's more to do. Now, gap on one level means separation. Think about a gap, right? Think about a gap. But gap in the LifeLine stands for gratitude, action, potential. It's about putting the potential of gratitude into action. Remember, when we can live a life where we are grateful for everything, including the gifts and strange wrapping paper, life takes on a whole different color, whole different texture. So while holding your hand like this, my friends, in the I love you posture, point away from your own body with intention, you ask, is there anything else to see, feel, and hear? So I've got an intention. I'm asking, is there anything else to see or feel or hear? If there's resistance, if it locks out, that means there's resistance. That means it's not flowing. That means I need to see it more. I need to feel it more, or I need to hear it more. If the ILR gives way, the muscle gives way, that means there's no resistance. It's not fighting me at all. It just gives way. There's no resistance between the conscious and the subconscious, and you're finished with wherever you are in that particular part of the LifeLine process. So I want to give you a tip here. Once again, we're going to learn this ILR is used with clear, specific intention. Clear, specific intention. I'm thinking something. If I'm not thinking something, this will have nothing to work on. Guess what? Your thoughts create your reality. We are stepping into a future technology called LifeLine. It enables us to communicate with the invisible field. You've got to be intentional. When using the ILR, you're looking to find, is there resistance? If the muscle test locks out, it doesn't go down. If it locks out, that means there is resistance. That means there's more to do. Here's the thing. You don't have to use the ILR in this Ignite process, but I want to teach you it straight up, right from the beginning. Because when you can understand this concept, it's going to change everything. But the reality is you can run this process without using the ILR. You can actually run this process without any muscle testing, but I want you to learn this incredible tool for communicating directly with the subconscious, where you're noticing your nervous system. Oh, I react to this food. I react to this person. I react to this thought. I react to this feeling. Muscle gives way, or that locks out. We'll go over this again and again. Very cool. So I want to go into the art and science of MRT, muscle reflex testing, because it's an art and a science, and I teach it in a very specific way. Now, I have learned muscle testing of all sorts and how to use it in many different ways. How we use it in the LifeLine technique, my friends, is very specific. Let's go into it. First and foremost, MRT is the way we communicate with the energy of the subconscious. Without it, we're truly guessing. And on one level, you can be intuitive, and I'm very intuitive, right? But even when I'm intuitive, sometimes I still get surprised and I go, wow, I can't believe that locked out or that gave way. You've got to learn to trust the nervous system. You got to learn to trust how to use the muscle reflex testing, okay? And it just takes some practice. Practice, practice, practice. Life's a practice, not a perfect. MRT, it's automatic. It's autonomic. Autonomic is a way of talking about the nervous system. You've got a central nervous system. You got a peripheral nervous system. You got an enteric nervous system. You got an autonomic nervous system. Autonomic is your freeze, fright, fight, or flight. It's the sympathetic. It's the parasympathetic. It's the survival. It's the thriving nervous system. So when we use MRT, when the MRT is triggered, the programs of the subconscious mind take over, and it gives us direct feedback with it. It's automatic. When it happens, it's like, oh my God, especially for you newbies, when you're feeling this muscle reflex testing, it's really quite an interesting thing. We'll take our time. We're going to do this thing. As powerful as your subconscious mind is, and by the way, your subconscious mind makes up 90 to 98% of your reality. Your conscious choosing mind makes up 2 to 10%. Your subconscious mind makes up 90 to 98%. Your subconscious mind right now, so that you can participate in this really cool webinar, your subconscious mind is orchestrating all the trillions of cells in your body. You don't have to tell your heart to beat. You don't have to tell your red blood cells to carry oxygen. You don't have to tell your bone marrow to produce new stem cells so that you can regenerate right now. This is going on a subconscious level, but the subconscious also stores memories. And the memories that are buried in your subconscious, when they're not properly processed, when they're not fully integrated, those memories take on an emotional charge. And all of a sudden, the 5-year-old Darren gets triggered, and that memory takes over, and all I'm seeing is through this lens of anxiety and fear and frustration and anger or depression, as if I was 5 in that environment. But I don't know it. I still think I'm 50 because this is my body, this is my life. No, it's a 5-year-old. So when we want to create a change within those memories that are Groundhog Day looping, hamster wheel looping, monkey mind looping, when we want to create a change on a subconscious level, it's about connecting to our heart. When you connect with your heart, that's the one thing that can shift the reactive energy of the subconscious mind. Infinite love and gratitude. So the first part, now we understand just some basics of this. The first part of becoming a pro at MRT is called 0 point. 0 point is what's called the gold standard. You want to create a 0 point in muscle testing to begin. It helps you to create a bridge between the conscious and subconscious. So what is a 0 point? It's when you're muscle testing. So I got my elbow in, I grabbed a bucket, I fill it up with 3-pound weight, gold, holding onto it, my elbow's in, I put my hand on here, and I say, hold strong. hold strong, and I push down. Not really hard, but I push down until I feel it lock into place. As soon as I feel it lock into place, I just keep it there. Keep it there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and I let go suddenly. When I let go, that muscle springs up like a diving board. Hold strong. There's the lockout. This is called 0 point. I let go, it springs up. That's called 0 point. We want to practice that so that you feel what it feels like to get a 0 point, because everything gets compared to that. When you're muscle testing, when I just muscle test it, it's coming from my heart. Rather than in my head where I'm like, is that right? I'm feeling it. You'll feel the MRT in your body. You'll feel it in your heart. You want to be patient. It's in you. You absolutely can do this. So muscle testing. I invite you to say this out loud. Slow, steady, confident. Slow, steady, confident. Rather than driving the car really fast or pumping on the accelerator, when you're pushing down on the arm, elbows in, grabbing the bucket, push down on the wrist, not too far up, not too far down, right? I say hold strong, slow, steady, confident, I push down. I get the lockout, it locks out, boom, springs up. So guidelines for muscle reflex testing. The key is bend your arm approximately 90 degrees with your elbow tucked in close to your body. So bend your arm 90 degrees close to your body, right? No chicken wings out. Keep it in close. Not too far up, not 45, not 130, like 90 degrees right here, right? Imagine you're holding a 3-pound or a 1-kilo bucket of gold in the bent arm to create a tension. You want a little tension in this arm, like you're holding something, right? And then, and check this out, use your dominant hand and place it over the wrist of the bent arm. I'm not sure if that's always true because I'm a righty, so I've got the right arm bent. I'm putting my left hand over. I feel more comfortable this way. Other people feel more comfortable this way. You do it whatever way you feel more comfortable. You're going to feel more handed on one side or the other. Find out whichever one it is for you. Elbow in, 90 degrees, hand over the bent arm, right? Looks like that. It's my brother Howie, the psychologist I was telling you about. I've got it over his bent arm. This is if I'm muscle testing someone else. But I'm teaching you how to muscle test yourself, right? So it's bent 90 degrees, hands over the wrist, and I'm looking real snazzy, and I'm pushing down, slow, steady, confident until I get the lockout. Then I let go. Say to yourself, hold strong. You've got to say, if you're working with yourself, you've got to say, hold strong, so that bent arm is ready to work. There's a reason for this. You apply slow, steady, and confident pressure while pushing down on the bent arm. Hold strong. Slow, steady, confident pressure. The MRT is either going to lock out or it's going to give way. It's going to lock out or it's going to give way. When triggered, the subconscious reflex will always override your conscious choice. So as much as you want to hold strong, when the muscle reflex test really gets triggered in your nervous system, it's like the blink of an eye. I'm not going to blink, right? I'm not going to kick my leg as I tap, right? I told you guys, don't wear socks. This is going to knock your socks off. I'm not wearing socks here, right? When a reflex gets triggered, you can't consciously control it. That part takes over, right? So when you say infinite love and gratitude, it will automatically shift that neurological reaction. Why? Because whatever reactive emotion is going on a subconscious level, because you are water, when you go infinite love and gratitude, the water of your body takes on that consciousness, and it instantly creates change there. So let's practice muscle reflex testing. First thing is I want to establish 0 point. So elbows in, grab the bucket. I got 3 pounds or 1 kilo. I say, hold strong, hands over the wrist. I push down slow, steady, confident until I get to 0 point, and until it locks out. Then I count to 3. 1, 2, 3. I let go. So I got a 0 point. Now I'm going to say the word love out loud 3 times. Love, love, love. Hold strong. Push down, slow, steady, confident. MRT locks out. I'm going to say fear 3 times. Fear, fear, fear. Hold strong. Hold strong. Hold strong. What? I always finish by saying love. David, will you please mute yours, please? Thanks. Love, love, love. Hold strong. And it locks out. So, let's all do this right now. Let's practice this. Bring your arm in, elbow in, grab the bucket, because this is how we're going to talk with the subconscious. We're going to use infinite love and gratitude, right? We're going to learn the ILR, but if we don't know how to feel the MRT, then it's difficult to work. So the first thing is elbows in tight. Whichever arm you want to use, you find out which one feels more. I feel more confident this way. Elbow in. I say, hold strong, and I get the 0 point. 1, 2, 3. Let go. Be careful about jumping. Don't jump it. Just slow, steady, confident. Right there. This is 0 point. I let go. It just naturally springs. Now I say, love, love, love. Go ahead and say that with yourself. Love, love, love. Hold strong. Slow, steady, confident. It locks into place. Now I say, fear, fear, fear. Elbow in. Hold strong. Hold strong. As much as I want to hold strong, it naturally gives way. And I always finish when we're practicing with love, 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 love. Hold strong. Automatically locks into place. That is the essence of MRT. And what's really cool, my friends, is this process that I'm teaching you is all about using it for yourself, but in deeper layers of learning the LifeLine in the certification course that I teach, you can learn how to use it for another person. You can work with a couple. You can work with children. You can work with animals. You can work with a group of people all at once, home, business, whatever it might be. MRT is really amazing for appreciating the value of the subconscious connection to different aspects of our life. So I just showed you the demonstration. Stop my share. And I want to take some questions right now.
So Darren, there was Sandra who had wrote a question. She said she has much difficulty with muscle testing. I once heard that people with spinal misalignment or neck problems may not be able to do muscle testing. I have tried various exercises and none of them seem to work for me.
You know what, Sandra? I'm going to help you. People with spinal misalignments can muscle test. You can. I'm telling you, you can. The biggest challenge more than anything, everybody has spinal misalignments. It's just part of being on planet Earth. As long as you've got the ability to use your arms, you'll be able to do it. If you've got an injury, like where you're in pain, then that's going to be another situation that might make it a little bit more difficult. And you might want to muscle test with a finger in doing that. However, the key is exactly as I've outlined it. First thing that you want to do is you want to feel what a lockout feels like. When you feel the lockout, the 0 point, now you've got something to compare it to. And as we go through the process of this ignite, you're going to be observing certain emotions that you feel, such as I was going through it, I was observing, you know, certain emotions. And then I check the muscle, and the muscle gives way. If I didn't have that 0 point to begin with, if I didn't know that, then it's sometimes at the beginning it's difficult to feel. But I am confident that you're going to end up getting this. And if you'd like to come on the live video, I potentially could walk you through a process here as well. But I'm going to take another question until you raise your hand to do that. Any other questions? Ron Kafker. Yes, you can do this on the phone. Yeah, I work with people all over the world. So most of my practice is remote. So you can muscle test anyone, anywhere. That's the beauty. The subconscious mind, my friends, is interconnected. We are all interconnected via the subconscious. So it's so beautiful in that way where you just got to learn to trust this process of muscle testing. And you'll get it. You'll get it. Who else has some questions?
So we have, I'm not sure who this is, but it says owner. And they say, can you please elaborate on what lockout is? Is the wrist stiff or immobilized?
Cool. So lockout is where the muscle doesn't budge. It's kind of like I've got a desk here, and it's where I'm pushing down on the arm, and it's like pushing down on a desk. It locks into place. That's called lockout. Give way is where I go fear, 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 right? And it works every time. Fear, fear, fear. Hold strong. Like I'm telling it to hold strong. Hold strong. Hold strong. And it just gives way. I immediately go love, love, love. Or I can go infinite love and gratitude to fear. Infinite love and gratitude to fear. Infinite love and gratitude. And I go fear, fear, fear. And it instantly locks out just as if I was pushing down on my desk. I think Sandra's there. You see that Sandra raised her hand?
Yes.
Cool. Are you able to bring Sandra onto the video? Oh, good. Sandra, are you able to make yourself visible?
I don't know. This computer.
The bottom left, you have a video camera. And if you take the red line out of it, you will come through.
Audio, microphone, feel the sound of audio.
Yep, next to the microphone, and then there's a little video icon. Oh, there she goes. She'll come back on. Does anybody have any other questions as we wait for Sandra to come back? Oh, she's back. Sandra. We can only see audio from here, Darren. On my screen, there are not audio and video buttons. Oh, I see.
Sometimes I don't have video. I don't know why.
Okay. Oh, there you are. There you go, gorgeous. Great to see you and great to meet you. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm in Lisbon. It's 1:30 in the morning here
Oh,
now.
my God. Are you awesome? Thanks for staying up late to do this. So let's practice muscle testing at 1:30 in the morning. Who would have ever thought we were going to do that? Okay. So have you ever done this before?
Well, I bought your book years ago, and I tried to do this muscle testing, and I couldn't. And I've tried various times, and I haven't been able to. So what I've been doing is when I see muscle testing, I actually put it aside because.
Well, today's a new day, sister love. Check it out. Check it out. So, how about stand up with me?
Because I've tried the various techniques, you know, the ones like this also.
I get it. You know, rather than even just talking about what you've done, let's just start brand new. You open to starting something brand new?
Yes.
Cool. And rather than trying, we're just going to do our best. Because try means we attempt with an expectation of failure. And I don't think that you're expecting to fail right now, right?
No.
There's no failure. Let's just have fun. Let's just have fun with it. So first and foremost, I'm grateful that we get this opportunity and we're learning this beautiful process of muscle reflex testing. So as you bend your arm, okay, keep it in close to your body, okay, in close to your body, okay.
Yes.
Grab, like I'm grabbing my phone, so it's got a little bit of weight. It puts tension on the arm. I'm taking my other hand and I'm just resting my hand over the arm. I'm just letting it rest there, okay? And this is a solid, like, pound, like solid pound, letting that rest. So it's holding the weight of my hand. Now, I'm going to say, hold strong, and I'm going to push down. Hold strong, and I push down slow, steady, and confident until, like, if we're driving, I'm doing it until, like, the car is going, like, 30 miles per hour. So I'm not going to go on a highway. I'm going to go on a side street. So I'm not pushing super hard. I'm just pushing enough just so that I get a little tension in there, and it creates, like, this equal connection between the bent arm and the pushing down arm. Hold strong. And just locks into place. Just close your eyes. Just take a deep breath. And just hold it there. And then suddenly let go here and observe what happens with your hand.
Slightly up.
Did it? Good. Good. That's what we're looking for. That slightly up is that rebound. That was lockout. Let's do it again because I want to lean into that. Let's hold it for 3 seconds this time. Same way. Elbow in, 90 degrees. Grab the bucket, right? I'm gonna rest my hand here. I'm gonna say, hold strong. And I'm gonna push down slow, steady, confident to like 30 miles per hour. And once I get it locked into place, now I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Just lock it into place. Just really feel it, really lean into it. Now let go suddenly.
Yeah, it goes up.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, bingo. Now, once you can connect with that, now we know what to compare it to.
Yeah.
If you don't have that feeling, then you don't know what to compare it to. You got to get that feeling. So you got the feeling. Now, check this out. We're going to use love or fear because that's what life's all about. So we go, I'm just going to, the energy, I'm going to say love, love, love. It creates an energy. Say it, love, love, love.
Love, love, love,
Elbow in, same way every time. Hand over your wrist, slow, steady, confident. Love, love, love.
Love, love, love.
Push down, slow, steady, confident. Get that feel. Locks into place. Feel it. Let go.
I don't really feel it coming up now.
Well, does it just lock into place? Be soft with yourself. You're doing great. Elbow in. Love, love, love.
Love, love, love.
Slow, steady, confident. Get 30 miles per hour. Get it to lock into place. Let go suddenly.
Yeah, came up.
Okay? So now, say the word fear out loud 3 times. Just go, fear,
Yeah.
fear, fear.
Fear.
Elbow in. Hand over the wrist and say, hold strong.
Strong.
Hold strong. Notice what happens to the bent arm as you push down on it. Fear, fear, fear. Hold strong. What happens to that bent arm? I can't see it. I wish I could see you right now. Will you back up a little bit, sweetheart, so I can see it?
I have to put on my toes.
There you go. Just turn to your left. That's right.
Maybe if I
Right?
put it like this.
Fear, fear, fear.
Fear, fear, fear.
Hold strong. Push down. You actually got to push.
I'm pushing.
You're actually touching it almost like in a way where you're tentative. You're missing the word confident. Slow, steady, confident. You're tentative. You're slow, steady, great. hand over. Go back to love. Love, love, love.
Love, love, love.
Hold strong. Let go. Good job. Now go fear, fear, fear.
Fear, fear, fear.
Close your eyes. Push down. Slow, steady, confident. Hold strong. You actually got to push. You're not pushing. With your, I think it's your right arm.
I'm pushing.
Yeah, you're really not.
I can feel the tension here on my arm here.
And what's happening to the arm when you do that?
When I'm pressing down.
Yeah.
I can feel here the tension here on my arm.
Yeah. So rather than in an arm wrestling, you did very good. You did very good, Sandra. That's amazing.
I'll have to. I'll keep on trying.
You're not
practicing.
Yeah. Change that word "try" because that is a pattern in your mind and in your life that keeps you in this victimized place of failure. And you're not a failure. You're a beautiful light of love. You're a catalyst of love. And thank you for your courage to reach out because you're going to get this. And you just take it step by step and go at your own pace.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. Infinite love and gratitude.
Infinite love and gratitude.
Great job. So each and every one of you, I want to thank you for, right? Addie, didn't she do great? Each and every one of you, I want to thank you for showing up for the first webinar. This webinar will be available for 24 hours, 48 hours. I wasn't sure what David said, but
48 hours.
48 hours. You can watch it again and again for that amount of time. Share this with friends. Have them join us on this 4-week tour. Next time, we're going into the connection and setting an intention. Next time, we're going to review muscle testing, ILS, ILR, and then we're going to go into setting an intention and the connection. It's going to be really great. So I want to thank you all. Thank you, David. And have yourself an amazing day. Oh, wait, Michelle has a question.
And just as a reminder, next week is going to be the 17th for those of you in the U.S. and I believe the 18th for those of you in Australia and New Zealand.
Cool. I think Michelle had a question. Is that right? I have a chronic scapular tendonitis in the right shoulder. You know what? Maybe use your other hand and see how that works for you, Michelle. Does the word fear cause a giveaway response because it's a negative emotion? Not sure why I'm appearing as owner, but my actual name is Cheryl. Oh, that's funny. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, fear just, it's in of itself, it's a reactive emotion. And so it automatically across the board causes that reactive pattern. You can harmonize it. It'll become strong, but at some point it'll come back again because it's not there to victimize us. Fear helps us to wake up in ways that we'd otherwise not be able to. So blessings to each and every one of you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Keep shining bright. Infinite love and gratitude. Practice your muscle testing, everyone.